All right, let's break down the hidden rules of power. And look, this isn't just about how to gain influence. It's really a playbook for understanding how to wield it, how to maintain it, and maybe most importantly, how to defend yourself against it.
You see, power isn't just random. It's a science. It's governed by these timeless psychological laws that, whether you know it or not, shape every single interaction you have. So understanding these laws, that's the key. It's how you gain influence, avoid manipulation, and really just strategically navigate whatever hierarchy you find yourself in.
So, what's the core idea here? Well, the book's central premise is that power isn't about what we think it's about, fairness, loyalty, or even just pure hard work. Nope, it's a game of control and perception. It's all about understanding human nature and then leveraging it strategically. Think of these principles as the invisible architecture of our social and professional lives. Seriously. And mastering them? Well, that's the difference between being a pawn on the board and being a player who's actually moving the pieces. Okay, so we're not going to sit here and list all 48 laws one by one. That would take forever. Instead, we're going to be smarter about it. We're going to summarize the key patterns, the foundational pillars that all the other laws really build on. Let's dive into the first and arguably the most important one. All right, pillar one. This is the absolute foundation of power, controlling how other people see you. Your reputation, your actions, even your flaws. All of it has to be carefully managed. I'm telling you, if you get this part wrong, nothing else you do is going to matter. This right here perfectly illustrates law number one: never outshine the master. Just look at these two examples. On one side, you've got Nicolas Fouquet, finance minister to King Louis XIV. He throws this ridiculously extravagant party to impress the king, right? But it was so spectacular that it just made the king feel insecure. And the result? Fouquet was arrested the very next day and spent the rest of his life in prison. Now, look at the other side. You have Galileo. He discovers Jupiter's moons, and what does he do? He dedicates the discovery to the Medici family, whose symbol just happened to be Jupiter. He made them feel brilliant, and in return, they made him their official court philosopher, securing his funding and his career. Two totally different outcomes, same principle. So, this whole idea of managing your image, it really boils down to four key tactics. First up, from Law 5, your reputation is everything. It's your shield and your sword, so you've got to guard it with your life. Second, Law 6 tells us to court attention. Why? Because to be unseen is to be powerless. You have to be noticed. Third, a really interesting one from Law 46, never appear too perfect. It just breeds dangerous envy. And finally, Law 30, make everything you do seem effortless. The moment people see you sweat, the magic is totally gone. And here's the dangerous part, and why so many people get this wrong. Most people just assume that raw talent, honesty, and hard work are all that matter. But they're not. In the game of power, perception almost always beats reality. Okay, let's move on to our second pillar. You'll see how this all starts to build. Once you've mastered your own image, you can shift from just managing perception to actively controlling the strategic environment around you. This quote, wow, it cuts right to the heart of Law 2. Think about this. Emperor Michael III promoted his best friend, a guy named Basil, who started as a stable hand all the way up to co-emperor. And what did Basil do? He had him assassinated and seized the throne for himself. See, friends can become envious, they can be unpredictable, but an enemy is a known quantity. They have something to prove, and if you can turn them into an ally, they're often far more reliable. So, this lays out a clear, four-step process for taking control. Step 1, Law 3. Conceal your intentions. Think of Bismarck pretending he wanted peace with Austria while he was secretly gearing up for war. Step 2, Law 11. Make others dependent on you. Cardinal Richelieu made himself so indispensable that the King of France literally couldn't rule without him. Step 3, Law 31. Control the options. Ivan the Terrible didn't just force his rule, he actually left Moscow and made the people beg him to come back, but on his own terms. And finally, Step 4, Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. Don't just focus on winning the battle. Know how you're going to win the entire war. And this chart, it illustrates a critical strategic tool. Look, winning an argument might feel good in the moment, but it almost always creates resentment. You might win the debate, but you've just created a silent enemy. The smarter play is to win through your actions. Galileo didn't waste his time arguing with the church. He just built a better telescope and said, here, look for yourself. A demonstration is so much more powerful than an argument because it completely bypasses a person's ego. Okay, so we've covered mastering your image and controlling the strategic game. Now let's pull it all together. How do you actually use this stuff? Let's build a practical daily playbook, actions you can literally start using today. Here are 5 habits you need to build. Number 1, think before you speak. Seriously, say less than necessary. The more you talk, the more you risk saying something foolish. Number 2, manage your reputation intentionally. We've said it before, but it is your single most valuable asset. 3, control your emotional responses. Calmness is power. Anger is just a weakness. 4, study your environment. Know who you're dealing with so you don't accidentally offend the wrong person. And 5, position yourself as indispensable. Make other people depend on your unique skills. So when you boil it all down, these laws reveal that power is a game. It's constant, it's unavoidable, and it's always being played. The only real choice you have is whether you're going to learn the rules and play to win, or just ignore them and get played by everyone else.
Look, the laws of power are always at play, whether you like it or not. The only question is, are you going to use them to your advantage? For more 7-minute recaps that break down power, psychology, and strategy just like this, make sure you subscribe.